Hi, and welcome to the weekly salmon fishing update for June 30th. On this week's update, we'll cover the regular seasons and rules information, look at harvest reports from the last weekend's fisheries, and we'll take a look at some hatchery return data. For those of you who like to fish the South Fork Salmon River, I've got good news. That fishery is going to reopen on Friday, July 2nd, and will be open Friday through Monday this coming weekend. I encourage you to check out the blog that was recently posted by Jordan Messner, our regional fishery manager up in McCall. There's a lot of useful information up there about last weekend's fishery and potentially some tips for this coming weekend. That's it for this week's introduction. Let's get to the report.
This weekly salmon fishing update contains information for the Snake River, the Clearwater River Basin, and the South Fork Salmon River Chinook fisheries. Any areas not mentioned in this weekly salmon fishing update are closed to fishing for Chinook salmon. The Snake River is currently open to fishing for Chinook salmon 7 days per week. Fishing hours are from 5:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Mountain Time, and the daily bag limit is 4 salmon, only one of which may be an adult. The possession limit is 12 salmon, only 3 of which may be adults. The Snake River is open from Doug Bar Boat Ramp upstream to Hells Canyon Dam. The Clearwater River drainage is open in select areas to fishing for Chinook salmon 4 days per week, Thursday through Sunday. Fishing hours are from 4:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Time, and the daily bag limit is 4 jack salmon. All adults must be released. The possession limit is 12 jack salmon. The Clearwater River drainage is open in the Clearwater River from Pink House Boat Ramp upstream to Greer Bridge, in the North Fork Clearwater River from the mouth upstream to Dvorak Dam, in the Middle Fork Clearwater River from the confluence with the South Fork Clearwater River upstream to the Nez Perce Tribal Reservation boundary, and in the South Fork Clearwater River from the Nez Perce Tribal Reservation boundary upstream to the posted sign just upstream of the Mount Idaho Grade Bridge. The South Fork Salmon River will reopen to fishing for Chinook salmon on Friday, July 2nd, and fishing will be allowed this weekend from Friday through Monday. Fishing hours are from 5:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Mountain Time, and the daily bag limit is 4 salmon, only one of which may be an adult. The possession limit is 12 salmon, only 3 of which may be adults. The South Fork Salmon River is open from the Forest Service Road 48 bridge that crosses the South Fork Salmon River just upstream of the confluence with the East Fork of the South Fork of the Salmon River, upstream to a posted boundary 100 yards downstream of the South Fork Salmon River Hatchery Weir. Now that we've covered the seasons and rules information for the current fisheries, I wanted to spend a little time reviewing hatchery returns. Just to wrap up the season down at Oxbow, you can see we did trap a couple days last week and did not get very many fish, so we've stopped trapping down at Oxbow Fish Hatchery below Hells Canyon Dam for the season. We came real close to meeting our broodstock needs there, so we should be in good shape. At McCall Fish Hatchery, you can see that we've really been trapping a lot of adults over the last couple of weeks. Many days in the last week and a half where we've had over 100 ad-clipped adults in the trap. The good news for that is we're well on our way to meeting our broodstock needs for that fishery, which bodes well for the future. And we did have some reports of some good fishing in stretches of the South Fork salmon this last weekend, and I'll review that when we go through some of the creel survey data. We expect numbers at McCall Fish Hatchery to continue to be high. We still have a lot of fish coming through the system, so expect fish spread throughout the system again for this upcoming weekend's fishery. Looking at some creel survey data for the Snake River, this is just another review of last week's data. We had a couple of anglers put in a couple of hours, but we've not seen any additional catch of adults or jacks in that fishery. Looking at the Clearwater River drainage for the jack fishery, you can see that really the only meaningful amounts of effort that occurred were in the North Fork Clearwater River, where anglers fished an estimated 361 hours to catch 21 clipped jacks. Anglers did have some more good fishing catch and release fishing on adults, and expect this fishery to continue at least for another couple of weeks at the rates that we're going right now. Finally, for the South Fork Salmon River, during the interval from Saturday to Sunday, we estimated that anglers kept 98 clipped adults and 32 clipped jacks for a total of 130 fish. Anglers fished 5,157 hours and caught and released an estimated 81 unclipped adults. As I mentioned previously, this fishery will be open again this coming interval from Friday through Monday. And I urge you to go fish that area if you want to get some fishing in there this season, because we have no guarantees that we'll be open after this coming Monday. I can tell you I was on the river this last weekend, and I was not one of the lucky anglers who harvested a clipped salmon. I didn't even catch one, so I was a little bit surprised when I saw the estimates. But we did handle over 80 of the estimated 98 adults that were kept at our check stations at the top and bottom of the fishery, so we do feel pretty confident in the estimated number that we had for this last interval. So good luck to everybody that's heading out to the South Fork over the 4th of July weekend. That's it for this week's report. If you're heading out Chinook fishing over the 4th of July weekend, please be safe and respectful of others, and best of luck to you. We'll talk to you next week.